Why be ordinary when you can be flamboyant? Wancheka Radio. Be flamboyant.
Good evening, and here are the major stories for today. The National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has arrested 3 suspects with 7.5 kilograms of cocaine at the Port Harcourt port in Rivers State. Director of Prosecution and Legal Services of the agency, Joseph Sunday, who disclosed this to newsmen, explained that the arrest and seizure followed months of extensive surveillance and monitoring of the suspected import. Ahead of next week's governorship poll in Ekiti State, Governor Ayodele Fayose is convinced that nothing will stop his party, the People's Democratic Party, from emerging victorious. The governor, who spoke in Ado-Ekiti this Saturday through his chief press secretary, Idowu Adelusi, was reacting to a statement credited to the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Adams Oshiomhole, that the governor and the PDP were being haunted and jittery about the coming election. Fayose said contrary to Oshiomhole's comment, he and his party were only demanding the conduct of a credible, free and fair election, declaring that Oshiomhole's plan to use what he termed as the Edo State option in Ekiti next Saturday will fail and also attract injurious consequences because the Ekiti people are resolutely determined to resist regain. Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki has urged entrepreneurs operating micro, small and medium enterprises in that state to approach the State Ministry of Wealth Creation, Cooperatives and Employment for support and guidance on how to enhance their activities by setting up and working as cooperatives. Obaseki, who spoke at an event to celebrate the International Day of Cooperatives, celebrated each year on July 7, stressed that the MSMEs stand a better chance to access finance, grow and contribute to the economy when they belong to or work as cooperatives. According to the governor, the Ministry of Wealth Creation, Cooperatives and Employment has been created to provide MSMEs with the necessary support to improve their efficiency and contribute to the state's growing economy, adding that the 2018 theme for the International Day of Cooperatives, which is Sustainable Societies Through Cooperation, aligns with the state's vision for wealth creation. In international news, the official campaign to become president of Mali began this Saturday under heightened security, 3 weeks before Election Day. Over 30,000 security and defense officers have been mobilized according to that country's interior ministry to secure candidates on the ground and voting operations amid fears of possible jihadist attacks. Mali's incumbent president Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta, who took office in 2013, and opposition front-runner Soumaïla Cissé are expected to be the 2 main candidates in the July 29 polls, out of a field of 24 hopefuls. UK Prime Minister Theresa May is seeking Conservative members of Parliament support for the Cabinet's proposal for closer UK-EU relations after Brexit. After talks at a country's retreat on Friday, May secured the agreement of a divided cabinet for a new free trade area where Britain would accept EU rules for goods in order to provide frictionless trade. Tory Brexiters, especially leader of the European Research Group of Tory Members of Parliament, Jacob Rees-Mogg, has expressed concern about the deal, saying when the deal emerged, it could yet be worse than leaving the EU without a deal. Just as Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn says he was not convinced by the deal. But the Prime Minister believes the plan will benefit both the UK and the EU.
This will maintain high standards, but we will ensure that no changes can take place without the approval of our Parliament. As a result, we will avoid friction in trade, that will protect jobs and livelihoods, and also meet our commitment to Northern Ireland. We've also agreed a new business-friendly customs model with freedom to strike trade deals around the world. And now we want to get on at pace, negotiating this with the EU to bring prosperity and security to people.
French investigators have declared that the Egypt Air Flight MS-804 crash in 2016 was probably caused by a fire in the cockpit. France's Civil Aviation Accident Bureau, the BEA, said in a press release that the most likely hypothesis is that a fire broke out in the cockpit while the aeroplane was flying at its cruise altitude and that the fire spread rapidly, resulting in the loss of control of the airplane. The findings contradict Egypt's earlier statements that explosives had been found on victims' remains, suggesting the aircraft had been bombed. 66 passengers and crew lost their lives when the flight from Paris to Cairo came down over the eastern Mediterranean. And at least 38 people have died and dozens missing due to flooding and landslides in western areas of Japan, according to reports. Most of the deaths were reported in Hiroshima Prefecture, which has been hit by torrential rain since Thursday, damaging hundreds of homes. About 1.5 million people have been ordered to leave their homes, and 3 million more advised to do so. Meanwhile, thousands of police, firefighters and soldiers are taking part in search and rescue operations as more rain is expected over the next few days. In business, Binkabi, a London-based startup firm, is set to boost agriculture trading through its blockchain technology. Chief Executive Officer of Binkabi, Kwan Lee, who made this known today, joined a meetup with entrepreneurs in Lagos, explained that the company is a decentralized commodity network for emerging markets that change food commodities to tokens which would be redeemed for real commodities. According to Lee, farming was a high-risk and low-profit occupation, a narrative which his firm was poised to change, stressing that the blockchain technology would be leveraged to make agriculture commodity trading fairer and more profitable for farmers. And Facebook Incorporated co-founder Mark Zuckerberg has overtaken Warren Buffett as the world's third richest person, further solidifying technology as the most robust creator of wealth. According to Bloomberg, Jeff Bezos tops the list, followed by Bill Gates, Zuckerberg and Warren Buffett in second, third and fourth. In entertainment, a rare painting by 17th century Italian artist Artemisia Gentileschi has been sold to the National Gallery for £3.6 million. Gentileschi is considered one of the most accomplished painters of her age. A statement by the National Gallery says the acquisition of the great painting realizes a long-held dream of increasing its collection of paintings by important women artists. Out of 2,300 works in the London Gallery's collections, it now owns a grand total of 21 by women. It last acquired an artwork by a female artist in 1991 when it was presented with 5 pieces by Paula Rego. Spider-Man co-creator Steve Ditko has died at the age of 90 in New York, as police say. Ditko was found unresponsive at his flat in Manhattan on June 29 and was declared dead by paramedics who attended the scene. Fans, including author Neil Gaiman, have paid tribute to the artist who rose to fame for his work with Marvel Comics in the early 1960s, working with the company's future CEO Stan Lee on ideas including Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. And Netflix has launched its first original Indian series as part of effort to woo consumers in the world's second most populous country. Sacred Games, filmed mainly in Hindi, is the first of 7 Indian series that Netflix has commissioned. Others include an adaptation of Sal Salman Rushdie's Midnight Children. The 8-part series sees Bollywood stars Saif Ali Khan and Radhika Apte play a police officer and intelligence officer on the trail of a powerful criminal kingpin. The company launched in India in 2016 and subscriptions start at 500 rupees. That's about £5 a month. In sports, England has reached the World Cup semi-final for the first time since Italia 90 as Harry Maguire and Dele Alli struck either side of the interval to beat Sweden in Samara. Coach Gareth Southgate's side will now face either Croatia or holders Russia in Moscow's Luzhniki Stadium on Wednesday after overcoming Sweden's challenge in today's quarter-final. And in tennis, top seed Simona Halep today crashed out of Wimbledon in the 3rd round after losing an epic 3-set battle against Xie Wei. The Taiwanese world number 48 serve was broken 7 times and she served a match point before winning 3-6, 6-4, 7-5 in 2 hours and 20 minutes. Halep's defeat leaves Czech 7th seed Karolina Pliskova as the only top 10 player remaining in the women's singles draw. Those are the major stories for today. I am Binta Badmus.
Why be ordinary when you can be flamboyant? One Checker Radio. Be flamboyant.